Good evening. On your screen is a live view of the Fusion 2 rocket standing at Pad 01B at the National Space Center in Eurasia. I'm Christopher Brown, and I'm the manager for the ELIS engine program here at Fusion Space. Today, we are making our second attempt at returning samples from the Luna surface. With data recovered from these samples, we will understand our celestial neighbor better as we look towards colonization of the Juno system using our Griffin rocket. As you may be aware, our first LunaRock mission flew in December last year and successfully made a soft touchdown on Luna and began to collect samples. Unfortunately, during the return phase of the mission, we experienced a failure of the capsule separation mechanism, resulting in the capsule burning up during re-entry. Today's LunaRock lander features several upgrades to improve on its predecessor, including the addition of a third stage powered by Infinity Space Exploration's Hellcat engine. This will allow LunaRock-2 to perform not one but two Luna landings, which will give us an opportunity to collect more varied samples for study. If this third stage fails, then it will be ditched on orbit and a single Luna landing will be performed instead. The lander itself features upgraded communication systems to allow for video footage of Luna ascent and Drew re-entry to be taken. Furthermore, we now have redundancy in our separation systems and extended battery life to support a 4-week mission. As with before, the landing of LunaRock will be streamed here, so you can stay tuned to our socials for updates on LunaRock-2's progress. Fusion 2's count has gone smoothly today. Propellant loading started around an hour ago and is on schedule to wrap up at T-6 minutes and 30 seconds. The third stage, which is encapsulated in the fairing with LunaRock-2, finished loading propellant around half an hour ago. The range and weather are green, and there are absolutely no holdups expected for the launch today. Today's first stage is flying for its first time. It is our 10th production booster, and it will return to LZ-1 after liftoff for future reuse. In just a few days, we will be launching Fusion 2 with a previously flown booster for the very first time. Reusing hardware is what will allow Fusion Space to lower the cost of space travel while flying up to 50 times in a single year. Here in this video, you can see a previously flown first stage being tested before its next launch. It features no black markings due to it flying with a different white paint that is covered with a heat-resistant coating. This booster will be stripped of all paint and thermal protection systems, and it will attempt a recovery with no entry burn to test the limits of Fusion 2. Also, completed recently was the basic verification of the grid fins and attitude control thrusters for our Griffin rocket. This vehicle will be the most complex project ever attempted by Fusion Space, so we are testing absolutely everything before we attempt an orbital launch. If all goes well, the first integrated test flight of Griffin could happen as early as April this year.
Propellant loading complete.
With propellant loading on the rocket complete, we should see the strongback that is currently holding the rocket begin to retract ahead of liftoff.
Strong back retract has started.
And you can see those two arms releasing the second stage as the strongback begins to move away from Fusion 2.
Tanks pressing for flight. Fusion 2's onboard computer is enabled. Flight director go for launch.
Twenty seconds.
Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6,
5,
4,
3,
2, 1. Liftoff. Go Fusion 2. Go LunaRock-2.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
ELS chamber pressures nominal.
Seconds into flight, Fusion 2 is performing nominally with all 12 engines lit.
Max Q.
Fusion 2 has passed the area of greatest stress during the ascent phase. Coming up in just 1 minute will be MECO and stage separation. The ELS vac engine on the second stage will light, and the booster will start its boost back burn to make its way back home.
MECO.
Stage separation. ELS vac ignition.
Booster boost back burn startup.
Beautiful views from our onboard cameras. The booster is on its way back home, and LunaRock-2 is on its way to space.
Fairing separation.
LunaRock-2 and the third stage are now exposed to the vacuum of space.
Booster boost back shutdown.
Flight director go for booster return.
And it sounds like the booster is making its way back to the landing zone. But first, we still have the entry burn to perform. That'll help slow down the vehicle and perform final trajectory adjustments.
Stage to performance nominal.
Entry burn startup. Entry burn shutdown.
The booster has successfully completed that entry burn. The second stage is just about to shut down its engine ahead of payload deployment. Fusion 2 is performing perfectly today.
Seco.
Nominal parking orbit.
Booster is transonic. Booster landing burn startup. Landing leg deploy. Landing burn shutdown.
Booster has landed.
And that marks our fourth successful booster recovery. LunaRock-2 is also now in orbit of Drew, and we're awaiting that payload deployment in just a few seconds from now.
LunaRock-2 deployment confirmed.
And with that successful end to Fusion 2's journey today, we will be ending our live coverage. We wish LunaRock-2 all the best on its journey and would like to congratulate all the Fusion space teams who made this flight possible. We'd also like to thank Infinity Space Exploration for allowing us to use their Hellcat engine on our third stage. Thank you all for joining us to watch today's launch. We hope you all have a great remainder of your day. See you next time.